Hey, check 1, 2. This is Bo, and we're going to be doing a beginner's guitar lesson number 1. So this is numero uno for the kiddos out there. So if you're a kiddo and you got your guitar, you should be checking this out, and we'll get started here. You just get ready. You just get all set, and we'll do it. So I'm waiting for you to get your water, get your chair ready, whatever you need to get ready. We got about a minute to go. And you can get ready. Okay, here we go. So I'll start this by saying hi, welcome. I just thought maybe I'd do this, and maybe it would be kind of cool for the kids if they wanted to learn an instrument and learn guitar a little bit. Let me cross my legs. That's my little war wound from skateboarding right there. That's what you get when you skateboard. So hey, okay. So you got 2 hands, and we can utilize those on the guitar, which is great. So the way you want to put your guitar is where it's kind of comfortable. Okay, I put mine over my leg here, but there's different ways, right? You can put it. Some people have a little stool on one foot, and they kind of rest their guitar like that. It's kind of like that. And some people cross their leg. They can cross any leg, and they put it just right there. And then other people, they like to, let me try not to bang my guitar so much here. I like that myself, but I'm a little older, so that's kind of how we do it. So you have a left hand, which is going to be up here, and you have a right hand that's going to be over here. And both of them are going to be important to play this instrument. Okay, so this is a stringed instrument. These strings are kind of cool. I don't know if you know this, kids, but piano has strings too, but they're like this. And they're in this big piano kind of thing. This looks like a big giant bureau or cupboard or something. All these strings are in, and then it has these keys on one side that you pluck in it, or that you hit, and it plucks the string. But this one, all the strings are right here so we can see it. It's an old kind of instrument. These things have been around a long time. So this is kind of how we want to work this, is right and left. Right hand here, left hand here, okay? And we're going to start with your left hand for this beginning guitar lesson. So, and this is good, whether you're going to play a bass guitar, which only has 4 strings. It's actually, if you look at this guitar, you have 6 strings, right? It usually starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's usually how it goes. So the bass guitar has the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. So that's what a bass guitar has, is those. Doesn't have the 1st and the 2nd. Cool. So I already told you that there's 6 strings on this guitar, so you want to always make sure your guitar is tuned. And I would get your parents to do that. Just have them go online and find a tuner that they can get on YouTube, or if you're savvy enough, just go to YouTube and go to Guitar Tuner, and you'll see that it'll have like which string. It'll have a picture of your guitar, and you could, kind of hit it, and then you tune these. And you try to get it to where it's right. So you can hear it kind of go as I'm turning the thing. Fladero. Just kind of cool. But if you do it too tight, you'll break the string, because of the tension that's on this string is going to be tightened or loosened. So you want to have your parents maybe there if you're a young little lad or ladette. So okay, left hand. We want to start here. We want to get you guys ripping. So 1 finger, 2 finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, got that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, I put that one out. Sorry. We don't use the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, your thumb goes behind the guitar. It's going to go behind. Got it? So it's going to be behind this thing. Always stand like that, kind of going back and forth like that. So good position means good playing. Bad position means kind of not so good playing. But, you know, do what is comfortable, but try to keep it back here. And so your thumb, some people's thumb comes up like this and they play, and that's fine, I guess. And some people like me studied more like kind of in college. We kind of put our thumbs behind a little more. But, you know, whatever feels comfortable. This neck is really small for me, so my thumb tends to creep up a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? So when I say first finger, that's this one. When I say fourth finger, that's going to be that one. When I say third finger, that's going to be that one, the ring finger. When I say the second finger, that's going to be another finger that I'm not going to put up right now. So, but you get the idea, right? Got it. Okay, so put it over here. Your thumb's behind. That's how it is. And what I want you to do is put first finger behind first fret. So you heard me use a word called fret. Fret is this thing right here. 1 fret, 2 fret, 3 fret, 4 fret, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now do me a favor. Take a minute and just count how many frets are on your guitar. And I guarantee it's probably going to be different from my guitar. So if you don't count this, this is called the nut. You don't need to count that. But just count this little metal piece that you see that's coming down. That's 1. This one's 1. So I'm going to count mine out loud. You can count yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I got 23 of these beasts. Wow, so that's a big, long fret. You might only have 20. You might even have less than 20. It depends on the size of your neck. That's right. Not this neck, but this neck. So the guitar, check this out. When I was in guitar school, we even had to go over this. Your guitar is like your body. Think of it that way. Okay? You have a head right there. This is the head. That's your head, right? Cabeza. That's your head. Then you have a neck. That's your neck, right? Some people don't have a neck, right? No, they do, but you just can't see it too much. And some people, and then other people have a body, or everybody's got a body, I hope, or close to it. But there's a body, and we got our body. So body, neck, head. Okay. And if you're wondering what the things are on top that we turn, those are called keys. That makes sense, right? Like a key. Those are these little things. Okay. So we've got how many frets we got. We understand where the frets are, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We counted them. We got our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4 on our left hand. We're just worried about our left hand right now. And now let's put them on the neck. So our fingers got to go on the neck, and just think about it that, you know how your neck is sensitive? Like if you put your hand on your neck, it's soft and sensitive, and it kind of can hurt if you push it too much, right? So your neck is sensitive too, in the sense that you want to make sure that you're putting your fingers in the right spot. If they're not in the right spot, it's not going to sound good. So the fingers have to be on the right spot. Okay, so start with 1. Put 1 on the first string. So we're just going to utilize this string. And I want you to put it on the first fret. Now, if you put it on the first fret, like that, it sounds a little weird, right? So let's do something. Let's move this 1 finger a little bit behind the fret. Now that's going to get the best sound, is right behind the frets. So when we say first finger, first fret, it doesn't mean put it right on the fret. It actually means put it right before the fret. Just like that. That sounds much better than. We don't mean in the middle. You can, but it sounds always a little better right before the fret. Not on it, right before it. So let's put the second finger behind the second fret. Let's put the third behind the third fret. Let's put the fourth behind the fourth fret. Okay, so hopefully you got this. Which doesn't sound like much, of course, but it is a scale, if you can believe it. It's called the chromatic scale. That's right. So it's a part of that. So when you're playing, you're putting them right before the fret. Now my fingers aren't that big. Look, my finger I have quite smaller hands, not big hands at all. Some people got huge hands, but you might be a kiddo smaller than me, and so you might have a little smaller hand. And so you might be able to just do this. And that feels good. And if that's cool, if you can't do this one, don't worry about it. Maybe just work on this one and this one. Okay, so that's what you're going to start doing with your left hand, is just working 1, 2, 3, and if you can do 4, 4. All behind the fret. Look at my fingers. See how they're right before the frets? I must say that my fingers certainly look pretty good right there. And so check that out and see where your fingers are. You don't want them to be all jacked up, all smushed together, or you don't want them all like crazy apart either. Try to keep them right behind the fret. Now, guitar's not an easy thing just to pick up and play, but for some people it is very natural. They start going, oh, that feels pretty good. You can always move your thumb kind of down or up, and it gives you a little leverage in your arm here. So if you put your shoulder down a little bit, lean a little bit, you might, and put your thumb down on the neck instead of up like this, you put it down like this, you're going to actually have more arch in your left hand. So some people, if your thumb is too up like that, see how my fingers now they're kind of bending a little bit? That can be a problem. It doesn't feel right. It smashes them a little bit. So if you kind of bring your elbow down a little bit, your elbow, your shoulder, and you kind of come down in it, that's why guitar players sometimes when they're playing something really hard and they're like, whoa, I got to rip up here. And they're just jamming. Well, they sometimes get low with their shoulder, right? And the reason is because they got to hit a note. So they got to get in there. And so it's like a sport, man. You got to kind of get going and get in there and do it, and just get you all over the neck and that kind of thing. So it's kind of fun like that. So, think of your fingers like this. 1, behind the fret, behind the fret, behind the fret. There we go, just like that. So hopefully you get a good shot of that with my fingers. And so we're going to take a break there, and we're going to look at the right hand. So the right hand, we want to talk about 2 styles of playing. Now, I basically studied both styles, but there's 2 main styles of play There's more. There's definitely way more. But there's two kind of just real popular styles. When you kind of, let me just explain this to you. There is like the regular kind of rock guitar where you have a pick. Now, I don't have a pick. I got a penny right here. How about that? Now, you shouldn't play with the penny, but a penny kind of acts like a pick in the sense that I could show you that you kind of hold a pick, a guitar pick like this. Now, I don't play with the guitar pick that much, so I just kind of put my fingers together and I use this finger, my index finger, is kind of like the nail on it, almost like a pick, you know? So say I'm holding a penny, my hand. You want to have a little bit of space there so you can play the instrument. So, so you can do. Now, I shouldn't have a penny, obviously. I shouldn't be playing with the penny, but let me see if I got a pick in here real quick. Come on, Bo. Where's your picks? Does Bo have a pick anywhere? Oh, my gosh. He can't find a pick anywhere to save his life. Super sad. Yeah, no picks for Bo anywhere. Sorry, guys. But there's either playing with a pick. So you kind of go back and forth. Now that's going to be hard for you if you've never played guitar at all. Even just a little is going to be a little difficult. So what we do is just practice on this. You're putting your one left hand, one string or first finger on the first fret. Just pluck it with the pick. And then you want to pluck it up. So it goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. You got it. Okay, so that's how that works. Or you can play classical style, which is different. Classical style, like if you want to end up playing. See, I'm using all these. So if you play classical style, then you want to start off like this. Right hand. Ready? I. Then your second one is the second one is M. And this one here is A. I am A. That's how that works. I am A. And this is classical guitar, but in classical guitar you have a I am A right hand. And then you have your thumb. And that's how we play. We usually don't use our pinky. That's another subject entirely. But we usually use our thumb, the index, the middle, and the ring finger, but it's not the ring finger, it's on the right, so it's A. They have it as A. I'm not sure what that means. Alternative, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, A. So what we want to do is if you're putting your finger, just first finger on the first fret, just learn to use your I and your M. So 1 and 2, these two, I and M. That's the official letters, I and M. Your left hand was 1, 2, 3, 4. Your right hand is thumb, I, M, A. No pinky. So we use an I and an M. Just like that. So it's like a bass guitar player plays like this. And he kind of, a lot of them put their thumb, they kind of hook it onto this sixth string. But you don't have to, you can just. So what you want to do is you want to practice just this simple thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's just, now I'm playing it classical style with I and M. So that's just I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. But I ain't am. No. Okay. So I am over and over. That's it. Now what you can do with this is when you get this down in your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we want to go to the next string, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to go to the next string, 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 Now you notice when you do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how what's happening in my hand? It's having to what? It's having to move to shift. That means my thumb needs to shift too. Because if you keep it straight, you're not going to have enough space to really hit the string correctly. So you want to be able to utilize your leverage. Yeah, your arm leverage. So you just move that like there. And then what you do is you want to do this. Then go to the next string. Next string. Next string. Next string. Now I'm getting low. So that's how I do it, and then come all the way back, right? So sounds kind of weird. Of course, it's a chromatic scale, but that's why it's supposed to sound weird. And but that way you just work on your I and your M on just rotating that alternate, and you work on just getting the feel of this. Your fingers getting on these frets. You're only working with 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you can do this. And you can do this. You can do this. Again, it's like a bass player, right? With this classical style, I am. But you can just do the 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. You can do just that simple pattern if the fourth one is kind of hard for you right now. If you're really struggling with just the 1, 2, 3, you can just do the 1, 2. You can do that, and that might help you too, just to get familiar. Now, what you're doing is you're trying to get your technique right. That's why we're doing this. In guitar, you have technique. It's how you look, how you play. If you don't have good technique, you're not going to be able to get really far with the instrument because your technique will be limited because you don't have good technique, right? So to develop good technique, you kind of have to make sure that your fingers are looking right and things are feeling right on you. And try to find something that feels good. But look at me and look at the way that my guitar looks on me. It looks natural. It looks like it fits. It doesn't look all weirded out. It doesn't look like it's uncomfortable or anything like that. And you want to make sure that that's how you are. The way I started out playing was looking at other players play and looking at what their hands looked like and then try to mimic that. So if you can get in front of a mirror or in front of your cam and a camera like this, webcam, and just look at yourself. Look at how your fingers look. Do they look good? Is your elbow coming down when you're playing up here? When you're playing on the 6th string, 5th string. Is that working good? So the other way to do your right hand, and I'll just leave you with this, is instead of that bass kind of pattern, that bass guitar pattern or classical guitar pattern of I am, what you can do is if you played with a pick, you can just go back and forth, what we call alternate picking. So that's just back and forth. So you just want to work on that. And sometimes it's just this. So you're working on, in this lesson, you're just working on where your fingers are at in relation to these frets. So you don't want them to be too far away from the fret. You want them to be right behind the frets. And we're just working with the 4 frets, 1, 2, 3, and 4 per the fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is the pinky on the left hand. And so we're just trying to make sure that our fingers are playing in these areas correctly. They can feel them good, and that my hands are looking good, feeling good in my shoulders, and that this right hand is doing its little thing too, whether it's this or it's this. So that's the beginner lesson for now. I hope you guys dig it. Get on the instrument, mess around, have some fun with it. But the more you practice, the better it'll be. It'll be the funner you will have. So you'll want to just like even just those little notes that we played, kids. You can make a song out of that. Isn't that crazy? Just that song, but just those little notes that we were learning right here. You can play a little song, okay? So we'll learn that maybe next week. You guys will be ready for a little jingle bell action. So now I'm going to do a different, a more advanced guitar lesson, and this will be for the Shredder Heaven one. And so I'm going to shut this off and then kick it back up.